Welcome to the Goddard Report. Comments made on the Goddard Report and TalkDigitalNetwork.com are an expression of opinion only. Here is Jim Goddard.
Welcome to the Goddard Report. My guest is Bill Vander Zalm, former BC Premier and also a person very concerned about our environment. You sent a Freedom of Information Act inquiry to Ottawa asking, do Canadians have to worry about chemtrails? Well, do we? Did they tell you, yeah, they're everywhere, or they're not here at all?
Actually, it took a long time to get a response. The province responded very quickly and said they didn't know anything about chemtrails, which rather surprised me, and I don't believe it. However, the federal government took a lot longer, and finally I got a 47-page report, but about 9 pages were totally blanked out, and a lot of the other pages were partially blanked out. It came from Environment Canada, and frankly, it was a big help because they did admit that they knew about geoengineering, which is chemtrails, just another name for it, I guess. Different people apply different names. But they did admit that there was such a program. They did admit that various programs were being tried to fight global warming, but geoengineering seemed to be one of the most practical ones. Although they couldn't apply it everywhere, they could only apply it in certain locations. But they did say that even if they could only apply it in certain locations, it made a difference. It would be many years before it made a measurable difference, but it made a difference. And what the chemtrails or the geoengineering, spraying, aerosoling, they call it aerosoling, and aerosoling the environment or the atmosphere with aluminum, borium, and strontium does reflect back the sun, and eventually, I guess, will have a cooling effect. Scares me because I don't think anybody should be fooling around with nature that way, particularly governments, because they generally have a hard time doing the right thing. But anyway, that's how it is. That's the information I got. They didn't tell me if Canada was actually doing it. They didn't tell me where they were doing it. They didn't tell me what the cost of doing it. But they did admit there was such a program and that they were involved in it.
And they blacked out all those pages. Can you imagine? I mean, Environment Canada, aren't those the ones who are supposed to be telling us if there's a weather problem or we should be prepared for something bad? And they blacked something out. What is that thing they've blacked out on us?
Well, we don't know what they blanked out. There was a lot of blank pages and blanking out on other pages, redacting as they call it. And that's unfortunate because I guess we'll not really find out exactly what's happening until it begins to have a negative effect. And then we'll hopefully see the media jump on it and we'll get something happening. But it's been rather a tough battle so far to find out much, if anything.
Could they be causing tornadoes or hurricanes by doing this?
We don't know what, except in California, of course, they're very concerned because they're having this drought. And they do admit in this report that I got from Environment Canada that geoengineering or chemtrailing will in fact cause climate variations and possibly increased rain in some areas and drought or decreased rain in other areas. And in California, you see a lot of it, maybe because they have more clear weather. We might be getting as much as California, but because we suffer so much cloudy weather, we don't see it all the time. But in California, you see a lot of it, and there's 2 counties. Humboldt is one of them in Northern California, where the county council has now passed I guess they've passed a law to say that if that there's to be no spraying in their counties without the consent of the county council or the people.
But if it's the federal government doing it, a little county government can't stop them.
No, but I'm glad to see the county councils doing something. And we don't know just exactly what the effect of it. They could be ignored completely, but they have passed a bylaw saying there's to be no geoengineering in their atmosphere above their county without the permission of the county or the people.
None of those sound like they're very healthy if they get into your water supply.
No, they're not very healthy. As a matter of fact, aluminum, of course, is known to cause Alzheimer's and various other diseases. And aluminum, eventually, if they spray it up in the sky, it's going to come down. Everything that goes up comes down. And if it lands on the soil in enough a quantity, then it'll change the condition, the pH of the soil, and potentially cause damage there as well. So, yeah, we're getting it in heavy doses, I think, but just how heavy we don't know. I see it quite often above Greater Vancouver, and I can't believe that nobody or so few people recognize what's happening. But it's there.
As you said, we have cloudy skies so often that to us, anything up in the sky you can actually see is something rare.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but the chemtrails, as some people call them, are quite different from contrails. You see them from horizon to horizon. Unlike a contrail, condensation trail from an airplane, chemtrails spread out and they stay in the sky for some time. And I guess if there's enough of it, and I've seen it here, they can in fact create cloudy skies above the whole of the lower mainland.
As if we don't get enough cloudy skies as it is.
Already, yeah.
We'll have more with former BC Premier Bill Vander Zalm right after this.
More and more people are looking to the internet for intelligent, riveting, and thought-provoking interviews. To advertise on the Goddard Report and TalkDigitalNetwork.com, call 604-699-8600, 604-699-8600.
In Goddard we trust.
Welcome back. We're speaking with former BC Premier Bill Vander Zalm about the possible threat chemtrails may pose to the Canadian environment. Well, now you've received a handful of pages from Ottawa, many of them blacked out. Where do you go from here? Do we just throw our hands up in disgust, or do we declare the sky is falling?
Well, there's a lot of people watching this because I'm sure that all of the information on the internet is getting a lot of hits. If you go to chemtrails or go to geoengineering, you can find out a fair bit on the internet. You don't see it in the regular media, of course. I don't know why, but I suspect perhaps they're difficult to convince, and maybe I'm just not exactly sure why it is we don't see more of it in the regular media. But there's a lot of information out there, however, from all over the continent, and it's happening not only on this continent, it's happening in Europe, it's happening in Asia, and some suspect, and I think they may be correct, that it's basically a UN program, that it's maybe Canada, the United States, and a lot of European nations, and some Asian nations, but all under the auspices or the umbrella of the United Nations.
And I guess we're sacrificing our health and our lands and our property for the sake of the United Nations? And we don't know about it?
The problem is all of these things are as much about money as they are anything else. And somebody obviously is making a lot of money if this program is being applied internationally as we believe it. But, we're sacrificing. They think they're doing a lot of good fighting global warming. I don't believe we're experiencing global warming. I think we see climate change, as they now call it. But we find that happens quite regularly. It's been happening for hundreds and maybe thousands of years.
Or maybe billions of years.
Could be. Who knows? We don't go back that far.
Well,
but
when
climates change all of the time.
I was going to say they've drilled into the ice cap in Iceland and Antarctica, and they found the Earth goes through about 100,000 years of real cold and about 10,000 years of warm. We're just lucky to be in the warm part.
Yeah, I'm glad we're in the warm part, and I don't want to change it.
Yeah, just keep it the way it is. So, Bill, do you have any more ways of getting information out of the government, or is it now a case of, again, kind of like the HST, ordinary citizens take it into their own hands to take a look?
Well, it's not like the HST. We were very fortunate with the HST that we were able to take an initiative and referendum and win it against all odds. here, with global warming or with geoengineering or chemtrails, we can't even do an initiative petition. I doubt if the government would approve it. They need to approve it before you can even do it. So it's going to be a tough battle. Unfortunately, it looks like we're simply going to sit back, watch it, and eventually when the damage is serious enough, somebody will do something. I don't know where to go next. I've been to the government. They've given me some information. It's limited. I wish there were more. And I've now got some people working on it elsewhere in Canada, so I don't know what the results from that might be. But we keep trying. That's all we can do. And it's difficult to fight government because they can do things without our knowledge, and they don't need to tell us they're doing it.
They all say it's under the National Security Act, do they, when they black out information about our weather?
You've got it. That's what they say. It's national security, so they don't have to reveal all of the information.
That's so sad.
It's sad.
You know, we rely on that sunshine to grow our vegetables and fruits and beautiful flowers that you sell.
And we don't want drought in California, which makes all of the vegetables we buy more expensive. We don't need excessive rains in BC or elsewhere because that creates slides and you name it, all sorts of damage. I wish they would leave the weather alone. Government should stay out of it. They don't do too many things right to begin with.
And of course, they don't tell us what they're doing to the weather, so we can't even prepare for it.
No.
Well,
not a good deal, Jim.
We're going to have to set Mark Madriga and Russ Locate on this.
I'm glad you're working on it. I'll pass the whole thing to you now, and maybe we'll get somewhere.
Well, you get me the money for the rocket ship to go up there and explore, and I'll go do it.
You don't want to go up in a rocket ship. It's too polluted up there.
I guess.
Polluted with all that government spray.
Have to go back up to Peace River and hope they're not doing it there, but they are, aren't they? They're doing it everywhere.
I think they're doing it. I think they're doing it in the Peace River as well.
Yep, they've had a drought for 25 years, and my parents' farm no longer has a working well, and they've drilled 100 feet.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, well, thank you very much, Mr.
Jim,
Premier.
it's always a pleasure. All the best to you and your listeners, your viewers.
And all the best to your family.
Thank you.
My guest has been former BC Premier Bill Vander Zalm. You're listening to the Goddard Report on TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Find us on Twitter at TalkDigitalNet. Comments can be sent to info@HowStreet.com. I'm Jim Goddard.
Comments made on the Goddard Report and TalkDigitalNetwork.com are an expression of opinion only. The Goddard Report is available online and mobile at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. The Goddard Report is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.